gosh, y'all, it's the new year. Child, my neighbors is probably so tired of me. I've been screaming and yelling all day, child, but who cares? It's the new year. Anyways, y'all, happy new year. Happy 2024. Like, it's a new year. And I'm sorry, I just have to be head ass right now. New year, new me. But anyways, y'all, I'm so excited because it is the new year and I am not stopping my podcast just yet because I feel like just coming into the new year, I need to make sure I give y'all exactly what you deserve by staying consistent, by giving y'all what y'all need before I wrap this season up. So if I decide to keep giving y'all a few more episodes for this season, that's just what I'm going to do. But before we get into all of that, y'all, I am just so happy to be talking to y'all in this new year. Now, even though sometimes it feels like just another day, if you really go into the mindset of it all, you have another day that the Lord has made and you should rejoice and be glad in it. Like, I'm not even trying to just quote a song. I'm being dead serious. Like, I really feel like, yes, it might feel like just another day, but also too, you made it through 365 days. You should be happy. You should be blessed. You should be proud. And you should be praying that you're going to make it through this year. So yes, it's a great feeling. And yes, we should all celebrate. And yes, we should all congregate because this is a big deal. So happy new year to my children. I am so excited to be talking to you all today, honey. I got my little natural tresses out. Y'all see the girls. Get into it. I got my curls out for the natural, for the New Year's, honey, starting real fresh and clean. Oh, and I got my wine. I know I literally have not been drinking my wine like at all these past few episodes. I haven't had no wine, but I got some wine. So we're going to be sipping up. And of course, we can finally first up toast up. So first up toast up to this new year. Make sure you got your wine glass with you. Make sure you got your food with you. If you're driving in your car, make sure you got your radio turned up. Whatever you got going on, make sure you got it together for this episode. Let's first up toast up. Yes. All right. Hold on. But anyway, y'all. Okay. So for this episode, I'm so excited to get into this episode today. I got this episode idea again from TikTok. I scroll on TikTok too much. I know I have an addiction. But I got this episode from TikTok. I saw this girl talking about not being afraid to be seen. And that really, really hit home for me because I feel like nowadays in this generation, of course, we see a lot of people going out, doing their thing. They're investing in their businesses. They're getting into they're getting into TikTok. They're getting into social media, brand deals, and they're starting clothing brands. We see a lot of people stepping out and doing their thing, but we also don't talk about the beginning stages of it all, of how a lot of people are afraid to catapult their businesses, and a lot of people are afraid to put it out there because of what people may think about them. And honestly, being afraid of being seen can hold you back for real, for real. And I've seen it for myself. Okay. So we're going to be talking about that today because I just think that's a great topic to talk about, especially when it comes to the new year. Child, my back is hurting. Hold on. I need to sit back and relax, honey. My back is hurting. Hold on. Oof. Ooh, y'all heard that crack? Whew. Okay. Anyways, as I still did not sit back in this chair. But anyways, I just felt like this was such a great idea to talk about for the new year, simply because of the fact that, like, the new year, you want to start investing into yourself. You want to start finding different ways to not have the same mindset and not be doing the same things that you were doing last year. And so not being afraid of being seen is literally what you have to do when you're trying to change your mindset and when you're trying to bring upon something new for your lifestyle. You have to not be afraid to enter in those rooms. You have to not be afraid to talk to that person you want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? You have to not be afraid to promote who you are and what you believe in, standing on what you are and what you believe in. You have to not be afraid to go to that gym and lose that weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to myself, child, because I am one of them people that do be afraid to go to the gym, and all those people are in the gym and everybody's getting ripped, child, and looking good. And I'm afraid that, I don't look like them, and I don't want nobody talking about me, child, on the treadmill running at a 0.1 on incline at 2.2 speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, but being afraid of what people think has held me back a lot. Okay. And the reason why this hits home for me so much is because of the fact of, like, I feel like in this culture, I have hindered myself. I really, really have. And the ways I have done that is simply just not try to post on my Instagram because I feel like I'm posting too much, or not trying to post on my TikTok because I'm not posting at the right time, or not trying to post on my TikTok because my hair is not done, my nails not done, my house may be a little bit dirty. And that's pushing it back, pushing it back, and pushing it back for me literally just doing the dang on thing, like doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Obviously, in that moment when you're getting that feeling of wanting to shoot something, or when you're getting that feeling of wanting to start something new, that's God or whatever you believe in. That's something telling you that this is what you're supposed to do, or maybe you should give that a try. Maybe you should start something new. If you feel yourself feeling good in that moment and you feel yourself thinking of new ideas, that's something telling you that this is something that may bring good amongst you, or this is something that you may enjoy and you should give it a try. I think a lot of us get these thoughts and ideas in our head and we forget about where these thoughts and ideas could possibly come from. And I think that's the root of it all. When you're wanting to start something new, is the idea, because it always has to come from an idea. But we always think it's just something that pops in our head, and this is something that's for the good of me because it came out of my head. But really, if you think about where good ideas come from, or where somebody who has started like this big multi-million dollar business, how they were able to start that up, majority of the times it comes from a result of a combination of factors. So experiences that you may experienced in life, or maybe even knowledge that that you maybe were taught in your upbringing, in your childhood, or maybe even things that you've seen, observations that you've seen within the world. The world may be lacking that fashion idea, and you're like, okay, well, I got that idea because I've seen that not a lot of people dress like that, and how can I bring something new? I think a lot of us forget that the best ideas come from perspectives and connections that you've made throughout life, and that's what shows you that in this divine time, that's something that you're supposed to be doing. I truly believe that when you get a thought and an idea inside of your head, that is something that you're supposed to be doing at that very moment to bring good amongst this world. So why should you be afraid to be seen? Why should you be afraid to put that out in the world for people to see that? Why should you be afraid when that was brought amongst you? Even if that same idea could have been brought amongst somebody else, but they're not doing it the same as you. They don't have the same mindset that you have, and they're not the same person that you have. Everybody does something in a different way, no matter if it seems like it's the same or not. But what could you bring different amongst this world that some people may need? And when you're thinking and being afraid of what people might think or say, that's when you also have to think about, where does that come from? And to me, I be feeling like that's the devil trying to creep in. That's the fear trying to creep in. That's the low self-esteem trying to creep in. The past experiences you may have experienced in life, even the good experiences that you may have experienced can also have bad intentions as well. So the past experiences, or even the mental health issues, or even the depression or the anxiety, or whatever that's trying to pull you back, they all come from somewhere. Those negative thoughts are rooted in from somewhere. But literally and honestly and truly, I'm trying to tell you, and I'm even trying to learn this, who cares? Because the more and more that you sit and you overthink about what you can't do and what everybody else thinks, the more and more you're holding yourself back, and you're sitting in that depression and that anxiety. And literally, who wants to sit in depression and anxiety and fear for the rest of their life? Not me. Not me. I don't want to sit thinking about what everybody's going to be thinking about me, because those people are not living my life. I'm sorry to say it, but Tom, Dick, and Hank, I don't look like Tom, Dick, and Hank. Tom, Dick, and Hank ain't me. So why do I care about what Tom, Dick, and Hank thinks? You know what I'm saying? And is Tom, Dick, and Hank finna get that money when I put what I want to put out into this world? Are they finna get a piece of what I'm getting? So why do I care about what Tom and Dick think? Child, I don't even know how to say their name. That's how much I don't care. Okay. That's exactly how you have to go about life. And honestly, y'all, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Before I even started like this whole content thing, I was so scared about what everybody thought about me. Like literally, I started in school. Like I think if I'm not mistaken, I literally started during like the most craziest times. I started in high school. That's when my stuff really, really took off. And I would never forget, child, I would never forget. I started, I had, okay, let me run it back. Let me run it back. I'm getting nervous talking about that. So basically, y'all, I literally started my YouTube channel in the peak of my high school times, which is probably the most embarrassing times ever. And honestly, if I'm not gonna lie to you, if you worried about what everybody else thinks, child, when you graduate school is probably the best time to start your content because you don't got to see nobody, you don't got to hear from nobody, child, whatever. But I started it during the time of school when I was literally in school, and I decided I was going to be on YouTube. I always wanted to make YouTube, but my YouTube didn't start pushing for real until I went into high school. So when I was in high school, my YouTube started off very story time based, right? And I made a story time about the time that I snuck a boy in my house and my mom caught me. That was the craziest story ever. And I made that story time. But before I even made the story time, I kept wanting to do it. I kept wanting to do it. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I really want to tell this story time. And this is around the time that YouTube and story times was popular. And so I was just like, I really want to tell this story time, but I don't know what people are going to think about me. Like everybody going to think I'm this, everybody going to think I'm that. People going to have so much to say. And I got to go deal with this when I go back to school. And people going to have so many questions. And are people going to believe me? Or it was just so much fear and anxiety going on in my head, y'all. I sat on the edge of my bed for hours wasting time, girl. My face was beat, my makeup was beat, you know what I'm saying? Clothes on, and I'm literally just sitting on the edge of my bed, like, I don't know if I should do it. Should I do it? Should I do it? And child, I'm already a Gemini. So I'm already indecisive in itself. So I got a lot in my head talking. Okay. And so I was just so scared. And then I finally was like, F it, like I'm tired. I'm just gonna shoot the video and maybe I won't post it. Maybe I will. We'll see. But I'm gonna see how it turns out. I shot the video, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I need to go back and look at the video, child. I shot the video. And I guess I couldn't have told it any better, child, because literally the next day I went to school, my freaking story time blew up. Like, y'all, everybody at my school watched my video. I don't know how they got the link, child, but everybody watched my YouTube video. People were talking about it. People were sharing it with their friends. It was everywhere. And honestly, yes, it was a little bit embarrassing because I was like, oh my God, child, my little story time is out. And so it really just made me sit back and think, I could have really been blocking my blessings by sitting in my room not wanting to shoot the story time, and I could have set up in my room and just never catapulted my YouTube. And literally, y'all, that story time catapulted my YouTube to where it is today. Now granted, child, I wasn't consistent enough to keep it up, and so my YouTube has fallen downhill. So and my YouTube has gone downhill, but but at that time, that specific time period, that story time really put my YouTube on the map. And so a lot of times when I'm feeling weary or I'm feeling like I don't want to put my stuff out there or I'm feeling like I don't want to promote myself and what I do, I always go back to that time of like, what if I sat back in my room and let my depression, my anxiety, and let the spirit of fear or let experiences that I've been through in my life get into my head? Then I would have never been where I am today. Like seriously, I would have never been able to keep pushing myself to keep doing what I love because this is genuinely what I love. So why should I let some stupid thought get in the way of that? You know what I mean? Like why should I let what everybody thinks get in the way of what I know that I genuinely love? And I think a lot of times, of course, we all know that we don't put ourselves out there because we get embarrassed about what people are thinking. But honestly, y'all, a wise one once told me, child, shame is only shame if you accept it. Let me say that again, y'all. Shame is only shame if you accept it. Shame is only shame if you accept it. Meaning, as in, if you feel as though it's embarrassing, or if you feel as though it's shameful, it's outright disgusting, or it's outright it's never going to make it, or it's never going to go anywhere, or people are going to think negative about it. If you think that and you're putting that in the world prematurely, that's exactly the response that you're going to get back. I strongly believe that what you put out is what you get. I really do. And so if you sit and you keep putting out and you keep thinking that things are going to be shameful or things are going to fall apart or whatever you may be thinking or whatever you let get into the way of your hopes and dreams, then it's going to come back to you. Shame is only shame if you accept it. Okay? And honestly, y'all, if we really being real here, let's just be 100% Let's just be really, really real. Hold on, let me just sip to shame is on the shame if you accept it. Hold on real quick. Like if we're being real, 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 like if we're getting down to the nitty gritty, people are always going to be looking at you. People are always going to be looking at you. I mean, that's literally the culture that we're in. We're literally in a culture where you sharing your life on social media. You're putting your life out there for everybody to see, everybody to judge, everybody to stalk. Child, I was just stalking somebody's page the other day. People are all clock it. Okay. People are always going to be looking at you and trying to check on what you're doing. So why does it matter about what people see and think about you if they're already checking on you, if they're already trying to see what you're doing, how you've grown up, what have you progressed, have you done anything different? People are always going to be looking. Literally, like I just said, me and my best friend was just looking at people from high school because we never go back down to high school memory lane, jail. But we were just looking at people from high school. We stumbled across somebody's page and we were like, let's see what she's doing with her life. And then we stumbled down to the next person and the next person. And people do that. Like that's what people do. That's what social media is for people to follow and friend and like and post and reshare or whatever the case may be. So take what the world is giving you. They've given you platforms like Instagram, like Snapchat, like Facebook, like Twitter. They've given you these things for the world to see. Take what they've given you and use that to the best way of your ability for yourself. You know what I mean? And TikTok, child, how can I forget TikTok? But it's just like people are always going to be watching you all the time. Even if it's not just somebody trying to walk down memory lane to catch up on you, even if it's just some foreign person, people are always going to be watching you to see what you're doing and how you're doing it. So why not give them a show? Why not give them something to look to? Why not give them something to look for? Why not give them something to look at? Why not give them something to inspire? Sometimes when people be looking at you and they see how you're doing, they get inspired by what you're doing. Why not give them something to get inspired by? Why should we be afraid to put ourselves out there when there are people that's already going to be checking for you anyway? When there's people that's already judging you based off of what you post right now as we speak, and you ain't even posting the things that you love and you desire. You just posting your day-to-day life. Why does it matter what people are going to say? Because people are always going to have something to say. People are always going to have something to say. Every time. And let me just say this too. We also can't be afraid to be seen trying. You know what I mean? Like, we are all trying. Everybody gets their start from somewhere. That YouTuber that you're watching, that, what's his name? Apple, the owner of Apple, the owner of Microsoft, the owner of Amazon, okay? The richest man in the world. These people have all gotten their start and they all had to try. They all had to build something and make something out of nothing. So it's not only about just being afraid of being seen, but also too being afraid of being seen trying. We all have to get somewhere in life. And don't ever let anybody's thoughts or perceptions of what you're doing and how you're and how you're grinding and how you're, jumping through obstacles and doing your thing. Don't ever let that stop you from what you're doing. Think about your favorite. Think about that person that you're inspired by. Think about that person that, you look up to. Think about their beginnings. Think about what they may have thought coming out and where they are now. And how honestly, if you truly manifest your life and if you truly believe that you could get there and you put in that hard work, that you too can be just like them if you just don't be afraid of being seen trying. Honestly, I'm just literally like making this video honestly even makes me want to tear up because I'm just like, wow, I've been doing this for so long. And if I just would have stayed consistent and if I would have just stopped letting my own thoughts get in the way, and if I would have just stopped thinking about what everybody else would have thought about me, I would have been a lot farther in life. So honestly, I'm in a season where I'm just like, F what everybody thinks. Because I know what I deserve and I know where I should be. And I'm going to get there and nobody's stopping me. Okay. Nobody's stopping me. And that's exactly, children, how you need to be thinking and what your mindset needs to be for 2024, okay? I love y'all so much. I know I say this every time, but I love y'all so much. And I hope y'all have an amazing year full of peace, prosperity, and just greatness, because you and everybody else around you deserves that. Everybody deserves that. Child, I'm sorry if my eyes are getting all droopy. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm getting a little tipsy. Make sure y'all stay in communication with me by DMing me on my Instagram page. Make sure y'all rate this podcast 5 stars. And yeah, follow me on my social media platforms since we're talking about promotions, honey. Yes. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all later. Mother out. Bye, Ita.